Here's the truth most men never hear. A woman will only do certain things for the man she truly admires. Not the guy she laughs with, not the one she's comfortable around, the one she respects, the one who moves differently. You've seen this, right? Two men can treat the same woman kindly, but with one, she acts indifferent, bored, annoyed. With the other, she glows. She puts in effort. She listens, she adjusts, she softens. It's not favoritism, it's attraction mixed with respect. And once you understand how deep that goes, you stop confusing attention with admiration. Because the harsh truth is this: a woman might like many men, but she'll only admire the one who makes her feel she could lose him if she doesn't rise to his level. That feeling flips something ancient inside her: the instinct to invest, to nurture, to protect the connection she doesn't want to risk. If you've ever felt this exact struggle, trying to understand what really makes a woman respect a man, stay with me till the end of this video, because the last point I'll share is crucial. It might flip the way you see women and relationships entirely. So hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready to learn the deeper psychology behind what truly makes women admire a man. Let's be real for a second. You can't force admiration. You can't buy it, text it into existence, or charm it with gifts and jokes. Admiration is emotional gravity, and gravity doesn't plead, it pulls. Women are emotional radar systems. They don't just listen to your words. They read your tone, your posture, your consistency. They sense when you move with purpose, when you handle your life instead of waiting for someone else to define it. That's the difference between being liked and being respected. When she merely likes you, she enjoys the conversation. When she respects you, she studies you. She pays attention to how you think, how you handle silence, how you deal with stress. She starts mirroring your calm. She starts showing up differently. That shift from casual to captivated happens when your presence reprograms her emotional rhythm. I will tell you a small story so you can understand better. Imagine this. Two guys, same woman. One keeps texting like, "Did you eat? Miss you. Why didn't you reply?" He's kind, attentive, maybe too much. She thanks him politely, then forgets him. The other guy? He's polite but composed. He doesn't chase conversation. He's focused on his own projects, his own world. When they talk, he listens fully. When he's gone, he's actually gone. He's not performative. He's present. And she feels something unfamiliar. Respect mixed with attraction. She starts aligning with his rhythm. She texts him first. She asks more questions. She listens more deeply. She subtly changes her tone. Why? Because women naturally invest in what challenges them emotionally, not what comforts them endlessly. Most men confuse admiration with approval. They think if she smiles, compliments him, or agrees, they've won. But admiration isn't about approval. It's about impact. When a woman truly admires a man, she feels moved, not entertained. And that's the emotional foundation of respect. So before we jump into the 6 things women only do when that kind of respect is present, here's the mindset shift. You don't earn admiration by chasing it. You embody it by living in alignment with values that demand it. Commitment to your purpose, calm under pressure, confidence without arrogance, boundaries that don't need defending, just enforcing. That's the architecture of masculine respect. In the next part, we'll break down the first 3 behaviors women only show when they see you in that light. Gestures that come from admiration, not obligation. Because once you can spot these signs, you'll never confuse surface-level interest with real emotional loyalty again. Let's break down what admiration actually looks like in action. Not the fantasy version people post online, but the subtle signals women give only when they truly respect a man. I'm talking about 6 things women do only when that admiration is real. These are the behaviors you can't fake, can't demand, and can't rush. They reveal themselves only when she sees something rare. Your strength matched with calm. So, let's take this slow. Number 1. She adjusts to your standard. When a woman respects you, she naturally starts matching your energy. You don't have to tell her to text back faster or respect your time. She just does. Why? Because she values how you operate. She sees how you carry yourself, how you honor your schedule, how you make decisions with quiet certainty. And suddenly she's showing up earlier, speaking more thoughtfully, keeping her word. Most women won't shift for a man they see as average. But when she respects a man, she adjusts because she doesn't want to lose balance with him. That's instinct, not pressure. Number 2, she seeks your guidance without losing independence. This is subtle but powerful. When she admires a man, she's not asking him to fix her world. She's inviting him into it. She values your opinions on real subjects, her plans, her goals, even her frustrations. She doesn't need rescue. She craves perspective. Why? Because women associate guidance with safety, not control. And when she asks for your insight, it's her way of saying, I trust your mind. I trust your discernment. That's admiration in its purest form. Number 3, she mirrors your calm. Ever notice how chaotic, high-energy women suddenly get quieter around certain men? It's not fear, it's respect. Your presence becomes a regulator for her emotional state. You don't match chaos with chaos, you anchor it. And when you refuse to let her moods dictate your energy, she starts sinking to your tempo. In that calm, she feels safe enough to open up emotionally, intellectually, even spiritually. Her nervous system begins to relax because yours is solid. That's not dominance, that's grounded leadership. Number 4, she protects how you see her. This one's deep. A woman only does this when she genuinely respects you. She starts guarding her reputation in your eyes. She doesn't want you to see her being messy, disrespectful, or reckless. If she slips up, she self-corrects. Not because you demanded perfection, but because she values how you perceive her. She keeps her word a little tighter. She avoids gossip, avoids drama, avoids disrespecting your time. It's not submission. It's self-management born from admiration. When she respects you, accountability feels natural, not controlling. Number 5, she brags about you publicly. When admiration turns real, she wants others to know what she sees. She'll mention you casually but proudly. You should hear how he handled that situation, or he's always calm about stuff. Not performative, not over the top, genuine pride, because a woman doesn't talk like that about anyone she doesn't respect. It's not the words that matter, it's the tone. You'll feel the difference between scripted praise and grounded admiration. Here's where it gets interesting. She'll do all of this only when she senses your strength isn't a show. If you're pretending, pushing, or performing, her instincts will pick up on it instantly. Women's emotional perception is sharp. They feel authenticity faster than men can rationalize it. So, these signs? They don't appear when you're acting strong, only when you actually are. When your self-worth stands on its own, her behavior adjusts naturally. In the next part, we'll explore the rest of these behaviors and dig into the emotional reality behind them. How admiration turns into loyalty, and how respect can quietly deepen into devotion. Number 6, she defends you when you're not around. Admiration turns into loyalty when you're not even in the room. A woman who respects you doesn't let people talk down your name. She'll step in, correct misinformation, or simply walk away from disrespect, and she won't even tell you she did it. Because it's not about impressing you. It's about protecting the connection she values. That's devotion at a psychological level. It's the difference between I like him and I believe in him. Number 7, she follows your lead willingly. This one gets misunderstood often. Leading isn't about control. It's about direction with calm confidence. When a woman respects you, she wants to follow your guidance because she trusts how you move. She senses that you think before reacting, you measure before deciding, you act with intention. She doesn't need to compete with that energy, she syncs with it. Not because she's weak, but because your certainty gives her space to rest from overthinking. That's not hierarchy, that's harmony. Number 8, she tries to grow beside you. This is the quietest but most beautiful one. The woman who admires you will evolve with you. You'll notice she adopts some of your habits, your discipline, your mindset, your focus on goals. She starts reflecting the version of herself she becomes around you. That's when you know you've stopped being just a romantic option and become an emotional catalyst. You inspired her without trying to. Now, before we move further, We need to pause and address something crucial, because some of you hear these signs and think, I've never seen any of that. Maybe every relationship you've had felt one-sided. You gave, you tried, you showed up, and she still never admired you that way. You're not imagining it. You're not crazy, and it doesn't mean you're unworthy. It just means no one ever told you this truth. A woman can't admire a man who hasn't yet admired himself. Manhood in modern times has twisted the idea of respect. We were taught to earn it by pleasing, by fixing, by giving everything away until someone validates us. But admiration doesn't grow from self-sacrifice. It grows from self-possession. You want her to value you? Then you have to value yourself first. Not the version chasing her, not the version waiting for her approval. The version who knows who he is even when no one's clapping. When you carry that energy, women feel it instantly. They don't always articulate it, but their actions shift. She texts less to test you. You stay calm. She pulls back slightly. You keep building your life. She gets curious again, drawn back to that grounded presence she can't fully understand but can't walk away from either. That's the emotional power of male steadiness, quiet but undeniable. So if you've ever wondered why women sometimes overlook good men or why they respect one and not another, it isn't about flash, looks, or luck. It's about inner gravity. And once you develop that, everything changes. In the next part, we'll flip this power completely. You'll see how your silence, your standards, and your self-respect make the women who took you for granted rethink everything. Here's where everything shifts, because up to now, we've been talking about what admiration looks like, but now we talk about how to command it, not by changing her, but by changing what you tolerate. Let's flip the power. Silence, the unspoken power. A woman figures out your worth the moment you stop explaining yourself. Silence used right isn't distance, it's clarity. When she disrespects you, when she pulls the maybe games, when her effort fades, your silence is louder than any argument. You don't yell, you don't chase. You step back into your purpose, because silence forces reflection. She starts replaying the things you said calmly, the lessons she didn't hear before. And now your absence says what your presence used to. Men who grasp this truth stop fighting for validation. They start building peace. And ironically, that's when she feels the loss most intensely, when you no longer try to prove you're worth keeping. Self-respect, the game changer. When you insist on your own standards, people test them. When you protect them consistently, they respect them. A woman can only admire the man who's willing to walk away from what disrespects him, not because walking away hurts her ego, but because it proves something she rarely sees. A man with control over his emotions. That's rare in a world where most men collapse at the first sign of rejection. So instead of chasing attention, you start choosing alignment. You focus on the things that build internal pride, purpose, boundaries, progress. That aura pulls respect to you like gravity. The ultimate response. Instead of reacting when she withdraws, you build. Hit the gym, create something, upgrade your appearance, sharpen your focus. Every rep, every project, every win says silently, I don't need your validation, I have direction. Leveling up isn't about revenge, it's about revelation. It shows who you become when you stop living through someone else's approval. Here's the twist. When she glimpses that version of you, she doesn't see bitterness. She sees transformation. And that's when regret begins to surface. Not because you punished her, but because she finally sees what she dismissed. A man who no longer bases his worth on being wanted. So where does this leave you? Right here, standing in the kind of strength that doesn't need to shout. Understand this. A man admired by women is first admired by himself. He keeps his promises to himself. He sets goals and hits them quietly. He gives kindness without losing authority. He no longer romanticizes potential in himself or anyone else. That's the formula. Calm confidence, consistent actions, and a refusal to betray your own standards for short-term attention. When you live that way, admiration becomes automatic. Women don't choose it. They feel it. And the man who masters that energy, He stops chasing the feminine and starts attracting respect from it. If this message spoke to you, do one simple thing right now. Drop a comment and tell me which part hit home the hardest. Your story might be what another man needs to hear tonight. Hit like, subscribe, and keep following for more deep psychology on respect, attraction, and becoming the kind of man who doesn't just get attention, but earns admiration without asking. Stay focused, stay grounded, and remember, you don't chase respect. You become it. Now, I will meet you in next video.